So I wanted to just make another really quick video again regarding St. Basil's Cathedral. And I did this a long time ago, back when I was a YouTube video maker. I almost said YouTube video mistaker. Yo, I'm a YouTube video mistaker. It sounds like a rapper term. Anyway, back when I was a YouTube video maker. And this was just something that I noticed, and I was very reticent to call out new Mandela effects. And it never really caught on. Of course, again, I only had 16 subscribers, but I wanted to revisit it again because it's still something that's on my mind, and I've never really been able to get a lot of people's feedback on it. And that is St. Basil's Cathedral in Red Square in Russia. Oh my God, this is even looking different than when I made this video originally back in December of 2016. But anyway, what has changed for me about St. Basil's Cathedral was that I always associated it with Easter rather than Christmas. And if you're having trouble understanding what that means, it basically means that I always associated it with pastel colors, very like pinks and light blues and whites and so on and so forth. And this just looks like Christmas to me. And you know, as a kid, and ever since having seen it as a kid, it's just one of those things where, you know, as a kid, certain things pop out at you, and certain holidays, like I was gaga, of course, for both Easter and Christmas as a kid. But apparently, I think it's always been the Christmas colors. Now this one, well, this one you can see the blue. But, you know, I really remember the blue, but then I also remember pink in it. And there is no pink in it. Of course, it does depend on the angle. And it does kind of depend on, I think, the lighting, because it is, if it's in more subdued lighting, it's harder to tell. And of course, the thought had crossed my mind, like, well, maybe I've just always been looking at St. Basil's Cathedral in bad lighting. But what I wanted to do is kind of go back and revisit one of my videos that I made, well, not one of my videos, but the video that I made just looking for any residual evidence, or as close as to. And I don't think this is residual evidence, but it does emulate the colors as best as I remember them. And this just had to do with Hillary Clinton, and were the elections hacked, were her emails hacked, and so on and so forth. And so it was just this news story online that I played for a bit. And okay, hold on. Oh, I guess it will be moving. So in that subdued lighting there, it looks sort of like Easter. But see, yeah, that's more or less the way that I remember it. Not quite so subdued, because I remember some pink as having been in there, but it's just really weird. I just think too, like as a kid, how you remember things, and of course our memory is not all spot on, but if it makes an impression on you and you can articulate exactly why you remember something a certain way, or the instance in which you remember something a certain way, I feel like that makes the memory more credible, because it just shows that you have a certain amount of, well, you've thought about it quite a bit. There's a certain amount of cognition. Basically, I read somewhere in an article where it says that unless you focus on something for 8 seconds, you're not going to remember it, and you're probably not going to remember it accurately. But regardless, this is the Kremlin more like the way, I mean, not the Kremlin, St. Basil's Cathedral. I always used to get it confused with the Kremlin, though. But this is always kind of more the way I remember it, except that there were more pinks and light blues in it. And again, as I said, maybe I've just always been looking at it through bad lighting all my life. But it was really weird, and it was just weird that on the story that they had unveiled, that they used the word "who hacked the election." Oh, this is weird. This is really great. Oh no, that's a Lego. Never mind, I was going to say, wow, that looks really different. But, oh, look at that. What's that? Is that from the top? Oh my God, look at how Christmassy that looks. Like, how did this ever escape my knowledge as a child? But in any case, if you guys can sort of solidify for me if you ever saw St. Basil's Cathedral as being more pastel colored rather than boldly, primarily colored, because these really are primary colors, then just let me know, because it's something I've been curious about for a while. I put it on Life Matrix's Facebook page, like I posed the question about it way back in 2016, but barely anybody responded, and I didn't want to put my video up because I thought it would probably just get taken down because it's like self-promotion. Oh no, look at this there. See, again, bad lighting. But still, you can tell it's very primarily colored and there are no pinks in it. Though I don't really see Russia as a very pinky place. But even still, I swear, I remember one of these onion tops had like light blue and pink, and the other might have had white and blue like this one, but I just never remember associating it with Christmas. And as a child, holidays are really, really important to you. So in any case, just let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, we'll have a funky adventure, and have a great night, day, morning, whatever longitude or latitude you're at. Okay, bye.